Some people were asking about how to change out the bearings in one of the reels. I have a reel that I need to clean anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to take it apart, get the bearings out. I'm going to clean mine, but what you got to do is take the new bearing and just insert it where I'm putting it. So first things first, you need to have some kind of wrench and a screwdriver, and that's pretty much all the tools you need. And I'm going to be using the original reel grease that came in the box for my Revo. First things first, not that too small. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use this piece. Just taking off this end cap. They put a little decorative end cap on it just to protect that castle nut. So next thing you do is you take the plier part, loosen up this. It's real easy. You always want to make sure that you have some kind of cloth or something that you're putting everything on, something that isn't dark, like the table I got right here, real black. It's really easy to lose parts on. Alright, now the drag will come apart. Now I'm doing this to a Revo SX. I learned how to do this on my Quantums. Basically, when it comes down to it, most of the reels are all made about the same way. The biggest difference being the quality of parts that they use and the quality of everything. You can see I haven't cleaned this in years, so you really want to do this about once a year. Between too many deployments, too much time being gone, I've chosen to fish instead of cleaning all my stuff, and I've been paying for it. This reel's been grinding real bad. This should slide right off. Another indication that it needs some work. You really shouldn't have to do what I'm doing right now. There you go. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I got a bunch of gunk and crap all up there, and that's what I got this rag for. I'm going to be cleaning everything out, wiping it off, make sure it's good. Yeah, these two rings, you want to make sure that they are opposing each other. That's what applies pressure to your drag. Next, take off the spool control. Clicky thing likes to pop out. That's alright. You see you got a bearing right there. That bearing goes back through there. And you can take off this side. Like I said, Revos, you have to screw it off. Other brands, you just pull it out and spring load it. And depending on the brand is which way that piece goes up or down. This is out. That right there. There's another bearing right inside there. Make sure you see it. And then you pop the spool out. Spool's got a bearing on it too. This spool's pretty good. I'm really good about changing out my spools depending on what kind of water I'm going to be fishing. I got 15-pound fluorocarbon on here. If I'm fishing real heavy, thick stuff up in Lake Okeechobee, I'll be going straight braid on pretty much everything. So with that being said, I will change out the spool given what I need to do. Now this right here, this is something specific to Revos, and there's a couple other brands that do that. That's to get this plate off. You can find that screw right there. Quantums don't have this. Quantums will have all the screws on the outside. Just pop that off. Alright, put that right there. Again, make sure you know where you put every screw and where they came from, because it really sucks trying to figure that stuff out at the end of the day once you're done with this. Some of these screws are pretty small, so you have to have a really pointed screwdriver. This one doesn't want to cooperate, so what I'm going to do here, okay, so that was bad. That screw had completely ceased and ended up stripping the top off it, so I had to drill it down so I could pull the frame off. So just to show you exactly what I did. I do with the frame. That was it right there. Anyways, so you undo that, then you just simply pull it apart, right? So we have to be careful of, there's a pair of O-rings that just fell out. That's right. You got to be wary of the O-rings that are up here, and then you got your anti-reverse bearing that's up inside there. Go ahead and push that out. This one's pretty dirty. It's got a bunch of, looks like hair. I think it's part of grasses and stuff. And that's where the O-ring is. There's a pair of O-rings. It's got the hairs on it. This thing's pretty nasty. Like I said, this reel has been needing some work, to say the least. So, and I'm going to go ahead, take a screwdriver, very carefully. Just very easily push out, but scrape some of that crap out of there. Take the small screwdriver. Up in here you got a little spring. Thumb over there so you don't launch the spring somewhere. Pull that little spring out. It goes up inside there. And you just push the bearing out. This bearing's pretty nasty. So, put that right there. What I have is I have an old Revo S that I've actually just gotten to the point of I strip it for parts. It was a little bit broken, had some broken pieces up here in the feed ball. So that's where I'm replacing the screw from. Nice part is most of the Revos all use the same parts, so that's not a problem. Alright, so you got your engage and disengage. Pop that out, make sure you keep the springs, keep all this stuff together. It's pretty bad. Alright, this is your drag system right here. I've never seen a reason to change it out. Abu does a really good job with their drags. I know some guys like to put the brand new ceramic stuff in there, but to be honest with you, the ceramic stuff that Abu uses already, it smooths better. I mean, this reel is dirty and as old as it has been. Actually, never had a problem with the drag. The drag's always been smooth. So, pop out all the drag components. You got your rings, and then your ceramic tile pieces. You want to be real careful with those. It's working smooth. You want to keep it that way. And you alternate them, right? So you got a ceramic piece that goes down into the brass. You got your ring. You got another ceramic piece. Then you got your ring. You put another ceramic piece, and then that piece will go on top, and that'll hold it all together. And that's your whole drag system. Alright, now it's time to start cleaning. So, make it real simple. Get it off really, really good. Brass gear is still good. Brass. I like the fact that they use brass in theirs. Keeps rust at a minimum. All this stuff's pretty dry, pretty nasty up in here. I want to kind of clean that. Get all that gunk out of there. I'm not going to go with a full piece. I don't really feel like I need to, but what you can do is take a screwdriver, remove these two pieces. You remove this front piece, and you can get all up inside here. I can see this is dry. I need to put some grease in there, but for the most part, my feed ball is good. So, here's I take the Abu real grease. Real oil. This is oil, not grease. Drop a couple drops right there. Drop right there. And just feed it through. That way you're spreading out all that grease. Or well, sorry. Alright. Now. Crap off of there. Clean up the inside of this. Usually the anti-reverse will come right out. Table. This doesn't come out, so you have to put it on the edge of the table, otherwise it'll break it when you're doing this. Plastic pieces, nothing that's all that hard, something that will break before I break the reel. That up. Sit for a second. Alright. So, yes, now. Pop that I said, I use this to rape it for parts. So, with that being said, I'm going to start doing that. You can see this one, how clean it is in there. With regard to how clean that is in there. It gets used. This one stopped getting used years ago. I think the last time I used that reel, I was living in Virginia. Essentially, all the parts are the same. The difference between the Revo S and the Revo SX is Revo S had a centrifugal brake system, whereas the SX has this magnetic brake system. I like the magnetic brake system better. It's a personal preference there. I know a lot of guys like the centrifugal brakes. 6.5 down the other me. That's not right either. Okay, so got that out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to steal this bearing right here because I know this bearing is good. It's not rusted out. I'm going to change it out with this nasty bearing. So get rid of that nasty one. Brand new, basically, real clean bearing. Grease in there, oil. And then I'm going to put this right back inside here. Make sure I'm putting the string. Keep your thumb over it. You don't want to launch the spring and lose it. It's not the end of the world if you lose it. But you will notice a difference in sound as the bearing moves around. There we go. So I literally just changed out a bearing. That's all it took. What else am I going to steal from here? Steal this whole gear. Okay, got some more oil. Get in the habit of doing things. Alright. So now it's time to start putting things back together. Let's see how dirty this gets. Just over time. All reels get like this. No matter how pretty you have it on the outside, it's going to get dirty inside. Especially when you're out in the rain, the wind, you got dust blowing. Once you're up next to the shore, all kinds of stuff going on. So, I'm actually, this whole deposit thing, I'm going to steal this from this Revo S. Go ahead and pop it in there. That piece right there is what engages your gear. So when you drop that, it usually sets up like that. And feel it. There you go. Put the carpet 4 horse on it. Alright, so gear. put it up, put the gear in, take your 2 little springs that you didn't lose, pop those in there. Old gear, new gear. Ish. Take the entire drag assembly, and you know what? These ceramic pieces. Alright. There we go. Alright, the drag assembly's on. Taking a look quick, make sure I'm not missing anything. This little sleeve is what catches on your anti-reverse up there. Oh no, I'm going to try to pop those out. I'm going to switch them out. Okay, so let's sleeve for the anti-reverse, put some grease into the anti-reverse, very carefully drop it straight down, make sure everything is lining up. There you go. And it's on. Alright, take your screws. It's the screw I'm replacing. One I stole from the old Revo S. As you can see, it bites just fine. So, not over tighten it. Boom. The guy goes up here. This longer one goes back there. Again, you don't have to tighten these down, you don't have to crank them down. It's not load bearing, it's just holding on to the side. So as you're reeling, it's not going to come off. Don't crank everything down. That's really the problem I ran into. I probably cranked that down a couple years back, and since it's gotten dirty and all that other stuff, it kind of seized a little bit and ended up stripping the top, having to drill it out. So, anti-reverse works, as you can see. Alright. So, forgetting this pair of O-rings right here. The reason why you need this is you need to put as much pressure on that as possible. And that's what's going to make your drag work. If you forget one of these steps, then your drag won't work. And either A, it'll be seized and you'll break the line, or B, you'll have no control over any of the fish. Let's change that one out too. There we go. Again. Okay, these pieces, you notice they're kind of in a half moon shape. What you want to be able to do is put them together. I don't know if you'll be able to see this very well, but there's a slight gap between them. What we do there, pop that on. Take your drag star, and screw it on. As you screw it on, you got the it's actually easy to do with the reel inside. Sorry, not the reel, but with the spool inside the reel. Cut that off and make a piece of line. I'm gonna find it the hard way. Make sure I got that greased up. Oh. It won't look too good. I go ahead and pop this on and try and put the spool on anyway. It just make sure it doesn't fall out when you put the spool on. If you have a line on your spool, and then make sure the line's not caught up in there. You just grab this. Alright, so that, you got it. Push down. Do this, I'm not grabbing any other parts. Push down enough. You can grab that, but sometimes I feel it might bend the feed pawl, and then you get that herky-jerky step in when you're reeling in. You don't want that. You go all the way up. And not just for the clicks. I'm going to show up real soon. And you reel it down there, you're not going to break it. Don't worry about breaking it. Put the sound back where you are. Take these off. Those go on before the quickie. Bottom one, the curve is facing up. Top one, curve is facing down. Alright. With no drag, you're not getting anything on that reel. Put some pressure on it, now the drag's working. Kind of want to crank it down all the way at first. That way you got plenty of work. Now you take this, have it so it's kind of bent. So you want so that bend is facing towards your drag star. It's going to give you some spring when you loosen up the drag and it starts coming up towards the reel handle. Alright, so now what are we looking for? We are looking for right here. Make sure you get on there straight. You want to cross thread it. Again, this one you don't have to over tighten, just so it's not loose anymore. Take this. Sometimes it's easier to do before you put the star drag on. I didn't even think about it this time. But even if you don't, it's not the end of the world. One's old, the clickies are all worn out. So, what you can do, if your clicks are all worn out, you just, all it is this little copper piece. You can bend it up. Don't do it too much, you'll break it, but there you go. Put that back inside there. Got two notches on it. You put those notches inside the little holes, and then holds it there. Chuck. Come here. Right. There you go. I feel it clicking, but it's not making much noise. Like I said, this is an old reel, so if you do too much, you can't reel. You know, loosen up a little bit. That's your spool control. Bunch more grease inside there. Take this top, put it on. Again, it has to be kind of citrus right. The nice part is if you over tighten it, you can't get that thing out. You have to back off a little bit, and you're good. What you want is that parallel. Either side. There you go. Alright, real maintenance occurred. Okay. All my other real pieces. Back inside the old Revo. That will just keep them nice and taken care of. So I need steel parts again. Hope you enjoyed this.